Episode 3 of Culprits Season 1 has an action-packed opening that shows the moments right after the heist. This is the part where the team has to execute their escape plan. Due to things not going their way and the backup team arriving at the spot, Specialist's task becomes more difficult. However, she has no problem in taking them down all on her own. Joe and the others were about to be driven away by Bari. But Joe got out of the car at the last moment to help Officer, as we saw in Episode 2. She is still alive, as we see in the next few moments. Officer is currently in Paris, where she pulls off a con on a woman named Sarah. Back at her hotel room, she discovers the doctor's death and calls Joe to warn him. She quickly packs her bags and UPS to leave, only to be stopped by the masked man in the parking lot. We do not see what happens to her as we next cut to Joe in the States. He is a little cranky owing to the developments. But Joe knows that he must now act to protect his family and confront the danger head-on. He places security cameras around the house and places a nursing management job in a German magazine. This is to establish communication with Specialist, who is actually living in the wilderness in Norway. She subscribes to this particular magazine and instantly recognizes the message when she sees the advert. Joe is apprehended by two masked men that night in a black SUV. They are revealed to be men sent by Kyle and not the one who has been killing the team members. Joe is considerably relaxed and easily breaks out of his foundations to take down the two men. He ties them up and puts them in the SUV. The car belongs to Kyle, who discovers the message, "Stop spray painted on the side," the next morning. For now, Joe has to deal with one less problem as Kyle texts him that he will back down. Jules is relieved when he sees Joe come back home. However, his concerns about lying at this point completely outweigh his concern for Joe. The next morning, Joe sees that Specialist has written back to him. She claims that she isn't the one killing the members and warns Joe that they will soon come for him. She asks to meet him in London soon. That night in her cottage, Specialist discovers that Officer is near it. She confronts Officer about how she was able to find her as she is completely off-grid. Specialist is shocked when she learns that she showed up on a tourist's Facebook post which Officer used to track her down. Specialist drugs Officer and prepares her next move. Since her location is now compromised, she burns the cottage down and leaves with her for London. Joe buries the money in a new location. This time, when he goes back, Jules demands clear answers. And Joe chooses to be honest with him about everything. He tells Jules the absolute truth about his identity, past life in London, and an ambiguous background of what he did. He doesn't tell him all the details as that would make Jules a loose end and open him up to danger. Jules is heartbroken and angry. He screams at Joe for ruining their relationship and everything they have built together for the past 2 years. He also warns Joe to fix things in London. If he senses any harm coming to the children, Jules will go straight to the police. Joe leaves the house the next morning under the pretense of a work trip. He hands over a duffel bag with enough money and 3 passports to Jules, in case things go awry. And in that situation, Jules is instructed to go to one of Joe's houses in Canada with the kids until everything is back to normal. The episode review. The way Episode 3 handles the showdown between Jules and Joe is heartening. Their conversation feels genuine, mature, and well-rounded, respecting their previous relationship. It is unconventional for goody two-shoe protagonists like Joe to come clean this early in the story. But I am glad this has happened. At least there will not be too many surprises for them now. The relationship is still redeemable, but it will take a lot of work. Nia Valgar has given a great account of herself as Inga Beatrice till now. She benefits from the writer's clarity of thought about their characters and where they want to take them. Niev has nailed all her action sequences, while also emoting Inga's lack of emotions well. The nonlinear arrangement of the past has been used well in Culprits. It keeps things fresh as the story unfolds across different tangents. Episode 3 is used to lay more foundational work as the creators try to familiarize the viewers with the show's universe. There is still time before it takes off, though.